The Mac team is on 1C. The M4 Mac Mini refreshed was already one of the best tech deals of all 2025. Great computer, great price. So now, here comes this new M4 MacBook Air. It's the most capable, powerful version, yet obviously, thanks to the new chip. The starting memory is 16 gigs. It gets a sneaky slightly larger battery, some Thunderbolt improvements, a new webcam, a new color, and the price goes down. It's kind of funny looking back a bit at the arc of reviewing MacBook Airs over the years. Like at first, it was this spectacle of engineering, but also kind of impractical and missing a few ports. They went from that to being, a bit of an outdated design, but improving a lot. Then turned into basically the easiest to recommend laptop in the world at $90. But then with Apple Silicon updates and higher base storage, the price did go up. It's 2025, and it's got the M4 chip, and the price has dropped back down to $999 for the base machine again, and that is sick. Now almost nothing else has physically changed with this laptop. Still the same keyboard. There's no speaker grills. There's 2 USB Type-C ports, the headphone jack, the notch at the top of the 60Hz LCD, the thin and light aluminum build. This is very much still the MacBook Air. If you want to get sweaty about it, as Dave 2D would say, I noticed the mute button icon is different, and the webcam is now a 12-megapixel center stage webcam, which can follow you around the frame if you leave it on. But I actually do turn it off every time. And also, I noticed on Apple's website, the battery capacity went up slightly from 52.6 watt-hours to 53.8 watt-hours this generation. It's a real-life spot, the difference is challenge. But really, the main way, obviously, you'll know if it's the new laptop generation or not, is this. Did you notice? It's a new color. Barely, it's called sky blue this time. If I could rename it, I'd rename it barely blue, considering when it's up against white backgrounds. It looks a little bit blue, but when it's up against actually blue things, it literally looks silver. Again, it's the LaCroix of MacBook paint colors. It's like someone whispered the word blue in the paint shop just before placing each one in its box and shipping it away. But yeah, now you know. If you see this pale blue color on a MacBook Air and notes the new one, this replaces space gray. But also, speaking of boxers, this is the box that my MacBook Air came in from Apple, the review unit. And I don't know if you notice on the corner there, it appears someone has bled onto the box of this computer. I don't really know how that happens. I just did. Pulled it out of the cardboard shipping box, and it just looked like this. Really weird. Never seen that before? I really hope whoever packaged this computer is okay. Anyway, the main reason this laptop is such a big deal is the chip, right? This M4 chip. It's really good. We already learned this from the M4 iPad Pro 9 months ago, and then again with the M4 Mac Mini 4 months ago. This chip in the laptop will be passively cooled, so no fans in the air, unlike the Mac Mini. So yeah, sustained performance ceiling is going to be a bit lower, but for the quick bursty stuff, like normal computer activities, yeah, it's amazing, as expected. And then, the specific benefit, in case you forgot, of the M4 over previous generations of Apple Silicon is going to be more powerful 16-core neural engine. Some of that manifests itself in useless stuff, like image. Playground rendering images, locally, faster than ever before. Cool. But also some of that is potentially useful stuff like the background cutouts being quicker and more accurate, or the single-click photo enhancer in Pixelmator Pro being much faster. Okay, great. This laptop is still a great machine and a great deal. Here's my only complaint, potentially, with this laptop. I would like a better display. Now I know that I'm coming from a MacBook Pro, and I'm very used to these really good displays, and it seems like Apple is, as they usually do, reserving certain things for the pros. So the Mini led the Pro, race, high refresh rate, even the nano texture coating on the display. All of that stuff is reserved for the MacBook Pro. But all that is stuff that I would like to see in a MacBook Air. And I think you could handle it. I think you can handle it. I think it's got plenty of battery. It could go brighter, it could look even better. So I want a better screen on the MacBook Air. Me personally, as an option. But I know that most people won't even notice. And we'll be totally fine with this. But here's more important question that I ask basically every year with this MacBook Pro. Because we always talk about this base price. Can you actually order the base price spec and still be fine? And this year, again, I feel like for most people, the answer actually is yes. Because this time, that's 16 gigs of unified memory, and then it's 256 gigs of base storage. So the storage and memory upgrades are always borderline robbery. That's not a shocker. Like I do, like that you can get a much faster charger for $20 if you do UNT already have one. But yeah, doubling up to 16 gigs base for $999 is huge. Since these computers can go into swap memory so quickly, shout out to the single best feature of Apple Intelligence, which has been improving the amount of RAM in every Apple device. If you are in the market for a base machine though, I think if you don't plan on ever doing super high-end tasks, you can consider the last gen is going to sound familiar. But the last gen is also a really good deal. It has half that memory, but it's $799 at Best Buy right now. So that's a really good deal. Obviously, if you have an older computer, if you have an Intel MacBook, this is the type of stuff you're going to be looking at. Otherwise, then yeah, pretty easy to recommend. The baseline, the new entry-level sky blue MacBook Air, all things considered. It's pretty boring that this laptop doesn't change very much, and it's just a barely new color, and it's a chip we've already seen before. But I think it's pretty exciting that laptops have gotten this good. Period. Thanks for watching.